The mighty Babylonian Empire rose in power, crushing kingdoms and carrying captives into exile. Among them was a young man named Daniel, torn from Jerusalem, yet destined to stand before kings and empires. From fiery furnaces to lions' dens, from dreams of golden statues to visions of the end of days, his life was marked by trials, revelations, and unshakable faith. This is the story of Daniel, the prophet who walked in the courts of kings and saw the mysteries of Elohim revealed. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came against Jerusalem and besieged it. Yahweh gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, along with part of the sacred vessels from the house of Elohim. These he carried away to the land of Shinar, placing them in the house of his own gods and storing them in the treasury. From among the exiles, the king commanded Ashpenaz, chief of his eunuchs, to bring some of the royal seed and noble families of Israel, youths without blemish, handsome in appearance, skilled in wisdom, knowledgeable in learning, and quick in understanding. Boys able to stand in the king's palace. To them was given instruction in the writings and the language of the Chaldeans. The king allotted them daily portions from his own table, both food and wine, that for 3 years they might be trained before entering into his service. Among them were 4 from the sons of Judah: Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The chief of the eunuchs gave them new names: to Daniel, Belteshazzar; to Hananiah, Shadrach; to Mishael, Meshach; and to Azariah, Abednego. But Daniel resolved in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's food or wine. He sought permission from the chief of the eunuchs not to defile himself, and Elohim granted Daniel favor and compassion before the chief. Yet the chief of the eunuchs hesitated, saying, "I fear my lord the king, who assigned you your food and drink. If he sees you weaker than the other youths, you would endanger my head before the king." Then Daniel said to the steward appointed over them, "Test your servants for 10 days. Let us be given only vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearance with that of the other youths who eat the king's food, and act according to what you see." The steward agreed and tested them for 10 days. At the end, their appearance was healthier and stronger than all the youths eating the king's delicacies. So the steward withdrew the rich food and wine, giving them vegetables instead. And Elohim gave these 4 youths knowledge and skill in every branch of wisdom and learning. Daniel also was given understanding in visions and dreams. At the end of the training, the king summoned them. Nebuchadnezzar conversed with them, and among all the young men, none were found equal to Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They entered into the king's service. In every matter of wisdom and understanding that the king sought of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and enchanters of his realm. And thus Daniel continued, serving from the days of Nebuchadnezzar until the 1st year of Cyrus the Persian. In the 2nd year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams that troubled his spirit and stole away his sleep. The king summoned the magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and Chaldeans to declare to him his dreams. They came and stood before him. The king said, "I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit is troubled to know it." The Chaldeans answered in Aramaic, "O king, live forever. Tell your servants the dream, and we will declare the interpretation." But the king replied, "The matter is firm. If you do not make known to me the dream itself with its interpretation, you shall be torn limb from limb, and your houses shall be ruined. But if you reveal the dream and its interpretation, you shall receive gifts, rewards, and great honor. Therefore, tell me the dream and its interpretation." Again the wise men pleaded, "Let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will give the interpretation." The king grew angry. "I know for certain you are stalling, hoping the matter slips away. You have conspired to speak false and corrupt words before me until the times change. Tell me the dream, and I will know that you can declare its meaning." The Chaldeans protested, "There is no man on earth who can meet the king's demand. No king, no matter how great, has ever asked such a thing. The thing the king asks is impossible. Only the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh, can reveal it." At this, the king was enraged and ordered all the wise men of Babylon to be destroyed. The decree went forth, and they sought Daniel and his companions also to put them to death. Then Daniel responded with wisdom and tact to Arioch, the captain of the guard, who had gone out to execute the decree. "Why is the decree of the king so harsh?" Daniel asked. Arioch explained the matter. Daniel went in and requested of the king time, so that he might declare the interpretation. Daniel returned to his house and told Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Together they sought mercy from the Eloah of the heavens concerning this mystery, so that they would not perish with the other wise men of Babylon. Then, in a vision of the night, the mystery was revealed to Daniel. And Daniel blessed the Eloah of the heavens, saying, "Blessed be the name of Eloah forever and ever, for wisdom and power are his. He changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those with understanding. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. To you, Eloah of my fathers, I give thanks and praise, for you have given me wisdom and might, and have made known to me what we asked of you, for you have revealed to us the king's matter." Daniel went to Arioch, whom the king had appointed to destroy the wise men of Babylon, and said, "Do not destroy them. Bring me before the king, and I will declare to him the interpretation." Quickly, Arioch brought Daniel to the king. "I have found among the exiles of Judah a man who will make known the interpretation to the king." Nebuchadnezzar said to Daniel, called Belteshazzar, "Are you able to make known to me the dream I have seen and its interpretation?" Daniel answered, "No wise men, enchanters, magicians, or diviners can reveal the mystery the king has asked, but there is an Eloah in the heavens who reveals secrets. He has made known to King Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. The dream and the visions of your head as you lay upon your bed were these. As you lay in your bed, O king, thoughts came up about what will be after this, and the revealer of secrets has shown you what shall be. But as for me, this mystery has not been revealed to me because of any wisdom that I possess more than others, but so that the interpretation may be made known to you, and that you may understand the thoughts of your heart. You, O king, looked and behold, a great image. This image, mighty and exceeding in brightness, stood before you, and its appearance was terrifying. The head of the image was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. As you watched, a stone was cut out, not by human hands, and it struck the image on its feet of iron and clay and broke them in pieces. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were crushed together and became like chaff on the threshing floor in summer. The wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. But the stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This was the dream. Now we will tell the interpretation before the king. You, O king, are the King of kings, to whom the Eloah of the heavens has given the kingdom, the power, the might, and the glory. Into your hands he has given mankind, the beasts of the field, and the birds of the heavens, wherever they dwell. You are the head of gold. After you shall arise another kingdom, inferior to you, of silver, and yet a third kingdom, of bronze, which shall rule over all the earth. And a fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, just as iron breaks and shatters all things. So this kingdom will crush and break all others. As you saw the feet and toes partly of clay and partly of iron, it shall be a divided kingdom, with some of the strength of iron in it, but brittle as clay. As the toes of the feet were partly iron and partly clay, so the kingdom will be partly strong and partly fragile. They will mingle with one another, but they will not hold together, just as iron does not mix with clay. And in the days of those kings, the Eloah of the heavens shall set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed, nor shall it be left to another people. It shall break in pieces all these kingdoms and bring them to an end, and it shall stand forever. Just as you saw that a stone was cut from a mountain, not by human hands, and it broke the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold to pieces. The great Eloah has made known to the king what shall be after this. The dream is certain, and its interpretation sure. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and paid homage to Daniel. He ordered that an offering and incense be presented to him. The king said to Daniel, "Truly, your Eloah is the Eloah of gods, Lord of kings, and revealer of secrets, since you have been able to reveal this mystery." The king elevated Daniel, gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and chief prefect over all the wise men. At Daniel's request, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were appointed administrators over the province of Babylon, while Daniel remained at the king's court. In the 18th year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar the king set up a colossal image of gold, 60 cubits high and 6 cubits wide, in the plain of Dura in Babylon. He summoned satraps, prefects, governors, magistrates, judges, counselors, and all the authorities of his realm to its dedication. A herald cried with a loud voice, "To you it is commanded, O peoples, nations, and tongues, when you hear the sound of horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, psaltery, and all kinds of music, you shall fall down and worship the golden image the king has erected. Whoever does not fall and worship shall that same hour be cast into the midst of the burning, fiery furnace." At the sound of music, multitudes fell prostrate, but 3 men stood tall, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Certain Chaldeans seized their chance and accused them before the king. "O king, live forever. You have decreed that all must bow, but these Judeans, whom you set over the province of Babylon, pay no heed. They serve not your gods, nor worship the image you have set up." Furious, Nebuchadnezzar summoned the men. "Is it true?" he demanded. "Now if you are ready, fall down when you hear the music. But if not, you shall be cast into the furnace. And what God shall deliver you out of my hands?" They answered with calm resolve, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we need not defend ourselves in this matter. Our Eloah, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the furnace and from your hand. But if not, let it be known, we will not serve your gods, nor worship the image you have raised up." His face twisted with fury, and he commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Mighty soldiers bound the 3, still in their cloaks, tunics, and turbans, and hurled them into the fire. The blaze was so fierce it slew the very men who cast them in. Bound and fallen into the heart of the furnace, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego lifted their voices. Azariah prayed aloud, confessing Israel's sins and pleading for mercy. "Do not abandon us forever, O Yahweh Elohim of our fathers. For your name's sake, deal with us according to your steadfast love. Deliver us for the sake of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your servants. Though we have no temple, no altar, receive us with a contrite heart and humble spirit." And standing with him, the 3 began to sing a hymn within the flames, blessing Elohim in unison. "Blessed are you, O Yahweh, Elohim of our fathers, worthy of praise and glory forever. All works of Yahweh bless him. Angels of Yahweh bless him. Sun and moon bless him. Fire and heat, bless him. Frost and cold bless him. Mountains and hills bless him. Every creature, bless him and exalt him forever." Their voices rose like a chorus, filling the furnace with worship. Then the king, peering into the flames, leapt in astonishment. "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?" he asked. "Certainly, O king," they replied. "But look," he cried, "I see 4 men, loosed, walking unharmed in the fire, and the 4th has the appearance like a son of the Elohim." Nebuchadnezzar drew near to the furnace's mouth and called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High Eloah, come forth." And the 3 stepped out, unbound and untouched. The officials crowded round. The fire had no power over them. Not a hair was singed, their garments unchanged, not even the smell of smoke upon them. Then Nebuchadnezzar proclaimed, "Blessed be the Eloah of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his messenger and delivered his servants who trusted in him, who yielded their bodies rather than serve or worship any god but their Eloah. Therefore I decree, any people, nation, or tongue who speaks against their Eloah shall be cut in pieces and their houses laid in ruins, for there is no other Eloah able to deliver in this way." And the king caused Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to prosper in Babylon, granting them even greater honor than before. Nebuchadnezzar, king of kings, ruler of nations and tongues across the earth, sent forth a proclamation, "Peace be multiplied to you. It is good that I declare the signs and wonders wrought for me by the supreme Eloah. His kingdom is everlasting, his dominion endures through all generations." But though he praised El Elyon, pride lingered in his heart. One night, as he lay in ease within his palace, visions came to him, fearful and heavy. He saw a tree, vast and mighty, its crown reaching to the heavens, its shade covering the earth. The beasts of the field found shelter beneath it. The birds of the air roosted in its branches, and every living thing was fed from its abundance. Then a holy watcher descended from the heavens and cried with a loud voice, "Cut down the tree, strip its branches, scatter its fruit, let beasts flee from beneath it and birds from its boughs. Yet leave the stump and roots in the earth, bound with iron and bronze, drenched with the dew of heaven. Let his heart be changed from that of a man to that of a beast, until 7 times pass over him. This decree is by the watchers, by the word of the holy ones, that all may know the supreme rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whom he will, even to the lowliest." Nebuchadnezzar called for the wise men of Babylon, but none could interpret the dream. At last Daniel, called Belteshazzar, stood before him. The king said, "I know the spirit of the holy Elohim is in you. Tell me the meaning." Daniel was silent, troubled in spirit. The king urged him, "Let not the dream alarm you." And Daniel answered, "O king, may this dream be for your enemies. You are the great tree, your dominion vast to the ends of the earth. Yet you shall be cut down. You shall be driven from men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. Grass shall you eat like oxen, and you shall be wet with the dew of heaven until 7 times pass over you, until you know the Supreme rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will. Yet your kingdom shall be restored, for the stump of the roots is left. Therefore, O king, break off your sins by righteousness, and your iniquities by showing mercy to the oppressed. Perhaps your prosperity may be prolonged." 12 months passed. Nebuchadnezzar walked upon the roof of his palace and said in pride, "Is not this great Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power, for the honor of my majesty?" Even as the words were on his lips, a voice fell from heaven. "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is declared, the kingdom has departed from you. You shall dwell with the beasts of the field, eating grass like oxen, until you know the Most High rules in the kingdom of men." That very hour, the word was fulfilled. Nebuchadnezzar was driven from men, his body wet with the dew of heaven. His hair grew long like eagle's feathers, his nails like bird's claws. For 7 seasons he lived as a beast of the field. But at the end of the days, he lifted his eyes to heaven, and reason returned to him. He blessed El Elyon, saying, "His dominion is everlasting, his kingdom endures forever. None can stay his hand or say to him, 'What do you?' All the inhabitants of the earth are as nothing before him. His majesty and honor were restored. His counselors and nobles sought him, and his throne was re-established with even greater glory than before." And Nebuchadnezzar closed his proclamation with these words, "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and honor the King of heaven. All his works are truth, his ways justice, and those who walk in pride he is able to humble." Belshazzar, king of Babylon, prepared a great banquet for 1,000 of his lords. He reclined at table with his consorts and concubines, drinking wine before them all. And when the wine was strong upon him, he commanded that the golden and silver vessels, those which Nebuchadnezzar, his forefather, had carried away from the house of Eloah in Jerusalem, be brought forth, that he and his nobles might drink from them. So the vessels of the sanctuary were set upon the tables of Babylon, filled with wine. Belshazzar and his guests drank deeply, and with their cups raised high, they praised the Elohim of gold and silver, of bronze and iron, of wood and stone. But in that same hour, as the lamps shone upon the plaster walls of the palace, fingers of a human hand appeared and began to write upon the surface. The king beheld it, just the hand, nothing more, etching words of fire into the wall. His color drained, his thoughts were shaken. His loins grew weak, and his knees struck together in terror. He cried aloud for the Magi, the Chaldeans, the enchanters, and all the wise men of Babylon. Whoever can read this writing and tell me its meaning shall be clothed in purple, with a chain of gold upon his neck, and he shall rule as third in the kingdom. Yet though they came one after another, none could read the words, nor reveal their interpretation. The king was shaken all the more, and his nobles sat in confusion. Then the queen mother entered the hall and spoke, "O king, live forever. Let not your face be changed, nor your heart tremble. There is a man in your kingdom in whom dwells the spirit of the holy Elohim. In the days of Nebuchadnezzar, light and wisdom like that of the gods was found in him. He alone could untie hard knots and interpret visions. His name is Daniel, whom your forefather called Belteshazzar. Let him be summoned, and he will make known the interpretation." Daniel was brought before the king. Belshazzar said, "Are you Daniel of the sons of Judah, whom my forefather brought from exile? I have heard that the spirit of the gods is in you, and that no secret troubles you. If you can read this writing and tell its meaning, you shall wear purple and gold and hold the third place in my kingdom." But Daniel answered, "Let your gifts remain with you, and your rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing and declare its meaning. O king, the supreme Eloah gave your forefather Nebuchadnezzar sovereignty and majesty. All peoples and nations trembled before him. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he would, he spared. But when his heart was lifted up in pride, he was cast down from his throne, driven among beasts, until he learned that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will. But you, Belshazzar, though you knew all this, have not humbled your heart. Instead, you have lifted yourself against the Lord of heaven. You have brought forth the vessels of his house, and you and your lords, your wives and concubines have drunk wine from them. You have praised gods of silver and gold, which neither see nor hear nor know, but the Eloah in whose hand is your breath, and whose are all your ways, you have not honored. Therefore he has sent the hand, and this writing was inscribed." Then Daniel read aloud the words on the wall. many, tekel, uparsin. This is the interpretation. Many, Eloah has numbered your kingdom and finished it. Tekel, you have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Paris, your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. At Belshazzar's command, they clothed Daniel in purple, placed a golden chain around his neck, and proclaimed him third ruler of the kingdom. But that very night, judgment came swiftly. Belshazzar, king of the Chaldeans, was slain, and Darius the Mede received the kingdom, being about 62 years old. Darius set 120 satraps over his kingdom, with 3 chancellors above them, and among these was Daniel. But Daniel shone brighter than the rest, for an excellent spirit was within him, and the king thought to place him over the whole realm. The other chancellors and satraps, burning with envy, sought to find fault with him. Yet they could uncover no corruption, for he was faithful and upright. So they said among themselves, "We shall find no charge against this Daniel, unless it be concerning the law of his Eloah." They came together before the king and spoke with flattering words. "O King Darius, live forever. All your officials have agreed that you should establish a decree, that whoever petitions any god or man for 30 days, except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. Sign it, that it may not be altered, as the law of the Medes and Persians, which cannot be revoked." Darius, not discerning their malice, signed the decree. When Daniel learned that the writing was signed, he went into his house, where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day, as always, he knelt, prayed, and gave thanks before his Eloah. The conspirators rushed in, finding him on his knees in supplication. They hurried to the king and accused him, "That Daniel of the sons of Judah pays no regard to you, O king, nor to your decree, but prays 3 times a day to his Eloah." When Darius heard this, his heart was pierced with grief. He labored all day to deliver Daniel, but at sundown the plotters pressed him, saying, "Remember, O king, that no decree of the Medes and Persians may be revoked." So the king, bound by his own word, commanded Daniel to be cast into the den of lions. Yet with anguish he said to him, "Your Eloah, whom you serve continually, may he deliver you." A stone was rolled over the mouth of the den and sealed with the king's signet and the signets of his lords. That night Darius fasted. No musicians came before him, and his sleep fled away. At dawn he rose in haste and ran to the den. With a trembling voice he cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living Eloah, was your Eloah, whom you serve continually, able to deliver you from the lions?" And Daniel answered, "O king, live forever. My Eloah sent his messenger and shut the lions' mouths, and they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him, nor have I done any wrong before you, O king." The king was overjoyed. Daniel was lifted from the den, and no wound was found upon him, for he had trusted in his Eloah. Then, by the king's command, the men who had accused Daniel were cast into the den, along with their wives and children, and the lions overpowered them before they even touched the floor. Then Darius wrote to all peoples, nations, and tongues throughout the earth, "Peace be multiplied to you. I make a decree that in all my dominion men must tremble and fear before the Eloah of Daniel. For he is the living Eloah, enduring forever. His kingdom shall never be destroyed, and his dominion shall have no end. He delivers and rescues. He works signs and wonders in heaven and on earth. He who has delivered Daniel from the power of the lions." So Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius, and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel lay upon his bed, and visions came to him in the night. He wrote down what he saw, the beginning of great and troubling matters. He beheld the 4 winds of the heavens churning the vast sea, and from its depths arose 4 beasts, each unlike the other. The first was like a lioness with the wings of a vulture. As Daniel watched, her wings were torn away. She was lifted from the earth and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and a human heart was given to her. Then another appeared, a she-bear. One side was raised higher than the other, and in her mouth, between her teeth, were 3 ribs. A voice commanded her, "Rise, devour much flesh." After this, Daniel saw a leopardess with 4 wings of a bird upon her back. She had 4 heads, and to her was given dominion. Then came a 4th beast, terrifying, dreadful, and exceedingly strong. It had great iron teeth. It devoured, crushed, and trampled underfoot all that remained. Unlike the others, this beast was beyond compare. On its head were 10 horns. As Daniel watched the horns, a smaller horn emerged, uprooting 3 of the first. In this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking arrogant and monstrous words. Then Daniel beheld thrones set in place, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His clothing was white as snow, the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was flames of fire, with wheels burning brightly. A river of fire flowed forth from before him. Thousands upon thousands served him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The court sat in judgment, and the books were opened. The boastful horn continued to speak, but the beast was slain, its body destroyed, and cast into the blazing fire. The other beasts lost their dominion, though their lives were prolonged for a season. In the night visions, Daniel saw one like a son of man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days, and was brought near before him. To him was given dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is everlasting and shall not pass away. His kingdom shall never be destroyed. Daniel's spirit was deeply troubled, and his face grew pale. He approached one standing nearby and asked the meaning of the vision. The interpreter told him, "These 4 great beasts are 4 kingdoms that shall arise from the earth, but the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom and possess it forever and ever." Still troubled, Daniel asked about the 4th beast, the one different from all the others, dreadful, with iron teeth and bronze claws, devouring and trampling everything, and about the 10 horns and the little horn that grew, before which 3 fell. This horn had eyes and a mouth speaking arrogantly, greater than the others, and it made war on the saints and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given for the saints, and the time arrived when they possessed the kingdom. The interpreter said, "The 4th beast shall be a 4th kingdom on earth, different from all others. It shall devour the whole earth, crush it, and trample it down. The 10 horns are 10 kings that shall arise, and after them another shall rise, different from the former ones. He shall subdue 3 kings, speak against the Most High, oppress the saints, and attempt to change times and laws. They shall be given into his hand for a time, times, and half a time. But the court shall sit, and his dominion shall be taken away, consumed and destroyed to the end. Then the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the saints of the Most High. Their kingdom shall be everlasting, and all rulers shall serve and obey them." Here the vision ended. Daniel was shaken. His thoughts disturbed him greatly, and his face grew pale. Yet he kept the matter in his heart. In the 3rd year of Belshazzar's reign, another vision came to Daniel, after the first that had shaken him before. He found himself, in vision, at the citadel of Shushan, in the province of Elam, standing beside the Ule Canal. He lifted his eyes and saw a ram before the water. It had 2 horns, both high, but one rose higher than the other, and it came up last. The ram charged westward, northward, and southward. None could withstand him, and none could rescue from his power. He did as he pleased and became great. As Daniel pondered, suddenly a male goat came from the west, swift across the face of the earth, not touching the ground. Between his eyes was a single, prominent horn. He rushed upon the ram with furious strength, struck him, and shattered his two horns. The ram was powerless before him. He cast him down and trampled him, and none could rescue the ram. The goat grew exceedingly great, but at the height of his power, the great horn was broken. In its place arose 4 conspicuous horns toward the 4 winds of heaven. From one of them came forth a little horn, which grew exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the glorious land. It rose up even to the host of heaven, casting down some of the host and even stars to the earth and trampling them. It exalted itself even against the commander of the host. The daily sacrifice was taken away, and the sanctuary was cast down. Truth was flung to the ground, and the horn prospered in what it did. Then Daniel heard a holy one speaking, and another asked him, "How long shall the vision last, the removal of the continual offering, and the transgression that brings desolation, giving both the sanctuary and the host to be trampled underfoot?" The answer came, "For 2,300 evenings and mornings, then the sanctuary shall be restored." Daniel sought to understand, and before him appeared one with the look of a man. A voice called out from the banks of the Ulai, "Gabriel, make this man understand the vision." As Gabriel drew near, Daniel fell trembling on his face. The messenger said, "Understand, Son of Man, that the vision concerns the time of the end." Daniel fell into a deep stupor, face to the ground, but Gabriel touched him and raised him to stand. Then Gabriel explained, "The ram with 2 horns is the kingdom of Media and Persia. The goat is the kingdom of Greece, and the great horn between its eyes is its first king. When it is broken, 4 shall arise in its place, though not with his strength. In the latter part of their rule, when transgressions have run their course, a king of fierce countenance shall arise. His power shall be great, though not by his own strength. He shall cause fearful destruction, prosper, and destroy the mighty and the people of the holy ones. By cunning he shall make deceit prosper, and in his arrogance he shall destroy many who are at ease. He shall even rise up against the Prince of Princes, but he shall be broken, though not by human hand." The messenger concluded, "The vision of the evenings and mornings is true, but seal it up, for it is for many days to come." Daniel fainted and was sick for many days. Yet afterward he rose and went about the king's business, though the vision left him appalled, unable to comprehend its fullness. In the first year of Darius son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Medes, who was set over the kingdom of the Chaldeans, Daniel searched the scrolls. From the words given by Yahweh to Jeremiah the prophet, he understood. The desolation of Jerusalem was appointed for 70 years. So Daniel set his face toward Yahweh Elohim in fasting, sackcloth, and ashes. He prayed with confession, saying, "O Yahweh, great and fear-inspiring El, keeper of covenant and mercy for those who love you and keep your commands. We have sinned. We have done wickedly. We have turned away from your laws and have not listened to your prophets who spoke in your name. With you is righteousness, but with us is shame, as it is this day with Judah, with Jerusalem, and with all Israel, scattered near and far because of our rebellion against you. With you, Yahweh our Elohim, are compassion and forgiveness, yet we have not listened. The curse written in the law of Moses has come upon us, for we sinned against you. Still we did not seek your face nor turn from our evil ways. Yet you are righteous in all your works. Now, O Yahweh our Elohim, who brought your people out of Egypt with a mighty hand and made for yourself a name, we have sinned. Turn away your anger from Jerusalem, your holy mountain, for we have become a reproach. Hear, O Elohim, forgive, attend, and act, for your city and your people are called by your name." While Daniel was praying and confessing his sin and the sin of his people, presenting his plea before Yahweh, suddenly the man Gabriel, whom he had seen before in a vision, came swiftly at the time of the evening offering. He touched Daniel and spoke, "Daniel, I have come to give you insight. At the beginning of your supplications a word went forth, and I have come to tell you, for you are greatly beloved. Therefore, understand the word and the vision. 77s are decreed for your people and your holy city, to finish transgression, to put an end to sin, to atone for iniquity, to bring everlasting righteousness, to seal vision and prophecy, and to anoint the Holy of Holies. Know this, from the going forth of the word to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 sevens and 62 sevens. It will be rebuilt, with streets and defenses, even in troubled times. After the 62 sevens, Messiah shall be cut off, and shall have nothing. The city and the sanctuary shall be destroyed by the people of a coming ruler. Its end shall be with a flood, and until the end desolations are decreed. He shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 7, but in the middle of the 7 he shall cause sacrifice and offering to cease. Upon the wing of abominations shall come one who makes desolate, until the decreed end is poured out upon the desolator." In the 3rd year of Cyrus king of Persia, a revelation was given to Daniel, also called Belteshazzar. The matter was true, great in scope, and Daniel understood it through a vision. In those days, Daniel mourned 3 full weeks. He ate no rich food, no meat or wine touched his lips, and he did not anoint himself until the 3 weeks were fulfilled. On the 24th day of the 1st month, he stood by the great river Hiddekel. He lifted his eyes and saw a man clothed in linen, with a belt of fine gold from Uphaz around his waist. His body shone like topaz, his face like lightning, his eyes like flaming torches. His arms and legs gleamed like polished bronze, and his voice roared like the sound of a multitude. The men with Daniel did not see the vision, yet terror fell upon them, and they fled to hide. Daniel was left alone, trembling before the great sight. His strength left him, his face turned pale, and he collapsed to the ground. As he heard the sound of the figure's words, he fell into a deep stupor, face down on the earth. Then a hand touched him, raising him to his hands and knees. The messenger said, "Daniel, man greatly beloved, understand the words I speak to you. Stand upright, for I have been sent to you." Still shaking, Daniel rose to his feet. "Do not fear, Daniel," the messenger continued, "for from the first day you set your heart to seek understanding and to humble yourself before your Elohim, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia opposed me for 21 days. Then Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I was left there with the kings of Persia. Now I have come to explain what will happen to your people in the latter days, for the vision concerns the future." As he spoke, Daniel bowed his face to the ground, unable to speak. One like the likeness of a man touched his lips, and Daniel said, "My Lord, because of this vision, I am overcome with anguish and have no strength. How can I, your servant, speak with you? I can barely breathe." The one who looked like a man touched him again and strengthened him. "Do not fear, man greatly beloved. Peace be to you. Be strong, yes, be strong." And as he spoke, Daniel was strengthened and replied, "Let my Lord speak, for you have given me strength." The messenger then said, "Do you know why I have come? Soon I will return to fight against the prince of Persia, and when I go, the prince of Greece will come. Yet I will tell you what is written in the book of truth. No one stands firmly with me against these, except Michael, your prince." In the 1st year of Darius the Mede, I stood to support and protect him. Now I will show you what is written in the book of truth. 3 more kings will arise in Persia, and a fourth will be richer than all. With his wealth, he will stir up the whole kingdom against Greece. Then a mighty king shall arise, who will rule with great authority and do as he pleases. Yet at the height of his power, his kingdom will be broken and divided toward the four winds of heaven, not to his descendants, nor with the same strength, for others will seize it. The vision unfolded of kings rising and falling. The king of the south would grow strong, yet his descendants and allies would clash with the king of the north. Alliances would be forged through marriage, yet fail. Armies would march, strongholds seized, treasures carried away, and lands desolated. For generations, these kings would fight, sometimes gaining victory, sometimes suffering defeat. Daniel was shown how the sons of the king of the north would gather great forces and flood into the south. The king of the south would resist in fury, defeating vast multitudes. But his strength would falter, his pride lifted high, yet his power crumbling. In time, the king of the north would return with a greater army and sweep across lands like a storm. In these days, the angel revealed, even some of Daniel's own people, the sons of the covenant, would rise, but they would stumble. Fortresses would fall, treaties would be betrayed, and kings would sit at one table, speaking lies, each seeking his own gain. Yet the end would not come until the appointed time. Then a despised man would arise in the north, gaining the kingdom not by honor, but through deceit. Armies would be swept away before him, even the leader of the covenant. By intrigue and corruption, he would prosper for a time. He would distribute plunder and riches in ways his fathers never did, but his schemes would last only for a season. Again, the south and north would clash. The king of the south, with a strong army, would rise, but betrayal would undo him. Those who ate at his table would plot against him, and many would fall. Lies and deceit would flourish, yet the end was fixed for its appointed time. The northern king would return, carrying wealth, but his heart would rage against the holy covenant. He would profane the sanctuary, abolish the daily sacrifice, and set up the abomination of desolation. Some would be led astray by flattery, but those who know their Elohim would stand firm and act with courage. The wise would instruct many, though they would face sword, fire, captivity, and plunder for many days. Even in their suffering, they would be refined and purified until the time of the end. Then, in the latter days, a king would arise who exalts himself above every god, speaking blasphemies against the El of Elohim. He would honor instead a god of fortresses, unknown to his fathers, worshipping with treasures of gold and silver. He would conquer through this power, dividing lands as payment and elevating those who served him. At the time of the end, the king of the south would push at him, but the king of the north would sweep down with chariots, horsemen, and many ships. He would invade many lands, entering the beautiful land, though some, Edom, Moab, and Ammon, would escape. Egypt, however, would fall, its treasures seized, with Libyans and Cushites following in his wake. Yet troubling reports from the east and the north would disturb him. In fury, he would march to destroy many, setting up his royal tents between the seas and the holy mountain. But there, at the end, he would fall, and none would help him. The vision continued with a solemn word. At that time, Michael, the great chief who stands watch over the sons of your people, will arise, and there will be a time of distress such as has never occurred since there was a nation until that time. But in that time your people shall be delivered, all who are found written in the scroll. The revelation unfolded further. From those who sleep in the dust of the earth, many would awake, some to everlasting life, others to shame and everlasting contempt. The wise, it was said, would shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who lead many to righteousness would be like the stars forever. Then came the command, "But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the scroll until the time of the end, when many shall wander and knowledge shall increase." Daniel lifted his eyes and saw two figures, one on each bank of the river. One asked the radiant man clothed in linen, who stood above the waters, "How long shall it be until the end of these wonders?" The man in linen raised both hands toward heaven and swore by him who lives forever, "It will be for a time, times, and half a time. When the power of the holy people has been shattered, then all these things will be accomplished." Daniel heard, but did not understand. He asked, "My Lord, what shall be the outcome of these things?" The answer came, "Go your way, Daniel, for the words are shut up and sealed until the time of the end. Many shall purify themselves, be made white and refined, but the wicked shall act wickedly. None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. From the time the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he who waits and reaches 1,335 days. But you go your way until the end, then you shall rest and rise to your allotted inheritance at the end of the days." And with these words, the vision concluded. This narrative was built by following the biblical text of Daniel, using a faithful translation into English, and retelling it with clarity while preserving the names of Elohim, Yahweh, El Shaddai, and others. In traditional Bibles, all these names appear simply as God. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment, and share it with others who would be interested. See you in the next video.